Morning. We are off to a local cooking class today. They're here right now. They're picking us up, and then we're going to head to the market, get some fresh veggies, and then head to their home, and they're going to show us how to cook the local food. Super excited.
Yeah, it'll be a good day.
Yeah. Good morning.
Hey there, we're Sam and Tom. We're two adventure-loving Canadians.
And we've decided to leave our chefing careers behind to travel as much of the world as possible before inevitably having to slum it home to old Canada.
But before that happens, we wanted to share and document our experiences with as many of you lovely people as possible. We're starting our adventures in Southeast Asia with plans to travel much, much more. Join us on our travels.
Traveler, join us.
Alright, and just like that, with some great editing skills, we are now at the market, ready to check out some new ingredients. This is our lovely host for the day. She's going to be walking us around the market, and then we'll be going back to her house to do the cooking class. So I pull up to this local market, walk up these rickety old stairs, and there we are.
There's so much hustle and bustle, Indonesian ladies scurrying by us as they buy the product for the day, bartering with one another. It was super cool to see.
It's rice flour and dragon fruit mixed together. It looks like it's going to be really sweet, but it's not. A little gooey.
Looks like a massive garlic.
There's lots of flowers for peace offerings. There is some lovely unrefrigerated seafood and chicken. We also get to try some of the local fruit, which is pretty damn delicious.
So much colour, so many different types of fruits and veggies that we've never seen before. Some good, some not so good.
We then leave the market to go try and make some food.
We don't try, we do. We make some delicious food.
We attempt to make some lovely Indonesian food.
So we just got to the lady's house. About to start the cooking tour. Okay, pop quiz. Who can tell me from looking at this rice field where the rice actually grows? Sam and I would always drive by them and be like, oh my god, they're so pretty, but then we never really knew how the rice grow. Like, where do they harvest it from? We never knew, and we never bothered to Google it. Luckily, we don't have to guess anymore because our host told us, and I'll let her take it away. And I ask in what was probably the most straightforward way someone has ever asked how rice grows.
And then where is the rice?
Yeah, where does it grow?
Where is it? It has a cup on top in the leaf. The leaves. You can see.
So there you have it. It grows in the leaves that pop out of those green little sprouts you see. That's a rice fact. Rice fact! Now the last thing we did before we started cooking is, as a group, we made these offerings. Now it's usually the older Indonesian ladies you'll see, they'll be making these offerings twice, sometimes even thrice a day. And they, depending what they put in the offering, they can offer it to the good gods, or if they're feeling a little naughty, they'll offer it to the bad gods, and they'll put cigarettes in them and things like that. With our offerings made, we get a sneak peek at what we're cooking today. What you see here is the base for a lot of their sauces. It's got 5 different types of ginger, chilies, onions, garlic, salt and pepper. This is the point where we realized we're meant to be vacationing, not cooking in kitchens again. We almost let it walk out, but we ended up letting it slide. Now let's cue the frickin' montage. Now this was a lot of fun. I got volunteered to make the tuna satay, the base sauce, grated coconut, coconut milk, sugar, salt and pepper, in with some raw tuna that you mash together in this huge mortar and pestle before throwing it on the grill.
Okay, I will bring you technique. This is our Balinese blend. Balinese ginger.
Needs more of that.
So the sugar comes from the same palm as the coconut or a different palm?
So it's still there.
We made about 10 different dishes over the day. We had a lot of fun doing it, met some great people from all over the world, and then we got to eat the food we'd all made together. It took about 5 hours and was only $20 per person. 2 big thumbs up from us.
You wipe the.
So some of the things we really loved about the cooking class were there were like 2 main dishes that we really enjoyed, and that we're probably going to keep the recipe or technique for when we cook at home.
Yeah, she gave us the recipe book for everything that we cooked, which is super awesome.
Yeah, so one of the things was the peanut sauce. It was like the simplest thing ever and one of the best peanut sauces we've ever had, really.
Yeah, I'd say.
So the main ingredients were fried peanuts, ginger, garlic, candle nut, which I think is one of the types of ginger.
No nut? Candle nut?
Candle nut.
It's a nut. For sure it's a nut.
I don't remember using candle nut, but
I don't know what candle nut is, but it's got the word nut in it and it's a peanut sauce.
And
I don't
then-
think that nut is then ginger.
you know
Maybe you're right though.
maybe it's an Indonesian word and we just don't know. We're gonna look up what candle
I'll
nut
Google it
is, and
afterwards
we'll put a
and-
little link at the bottom.
No, we're not.
We won't put a link, but I'll write a little description. So the main ingredient is peanut and soy sauce. So their soy sauce is quite a bit different than the traditional Japanese soy sauce. Japanese soy sauce is like salty and thin, as most people know.
Like
and
you'll
then,
get with your sushi.
yeah, and then Indonesian is like a thick, syrupy, very sweet
Soy sauce.
soy sauce. So North American grocery store.
Yeah, we used to use it. We used to use it at my restaurant at Salty's. It was called Kika Bango, and it was. I love saying Kika Bango. One of my favorite sauces, and yeah, it was just that sweet, syrupy soy, and it was delicious. Like it had that soy flavor, but it was just sweet. It was great.
So the other dish we really liked was the tempeh. Before coming to Indonesia, I wasn't super familiar with tempeh. I've had it a couple times.
I'd
Didn't
never
really
had it.
understand what it was. I knew it was soy based, but I didn't understand the base of it. So what it is fermented soybeans, and then it's in like a fungal culture that kind of grows. They leave it out for like a day or two, and they form it, and then eventually the fungus surrounds the soybean, and it kind of makes like a cake where you slice it into chunks or rectangles or whatever you want.
It's similar. It's very similar to tofu, but has more of a texture to it.
Yeah, it has like more of a natural texture where it's not smooth. It's quite nice.
It comes in a little packet, just like tofu usually does, and we just chop it up, fry it with this sweet and spicy sauce, and man, it was good.
Yeah, so it's fried separately, so you pop it in, I think we did it in like coconut oil, and then we tossed it in basic sauce, added with some sweet soy sauce, ginger, garlic, and salt and pepper, and let it reduce with the tempeh, and it's just so simple and so good.
So delicious.
Like sticky and sweet, a little salty. Yeah, that was like my favorite out of all of them.
And it was just a good time. It was fun. You know, there was probably maybe 10, maybe a dozen of us in the class, and you know, it's everybody that just wants to learn something, and you know, you get to connect with some more people.
Yeah, we met a few more people that were traveling in Bali and actually doing kind of the same thing we are, just traveling for multiple months at a time and going all over Southeast Asia or going to New Zealand. So anybody who we switched contacts with a few people from the cooking class. So shout out to you guys if you're watching.
Yeah,
Thanks for following us.
It was kind of cool. Out of everybody in the group, and again, there was maybe 12 of us, everybody had quit their jobs and had just decided to go. There was one lady that was still working. She was going back to work right afterwards, after her trip in Bali was done. But everybody else had quit their jobs and just decided to go traveling for as long as they wanted, as long as they can, which was just super cool to see other people on that journey too.
Yeah, and like eye-opening, because most people we tell that we're not going home right away, they're like, what do you mean? Why are you doing that? Like, how can you afford it? Or, yeah, it's nice to meet other people that had the same mindset as us.
And that we're not just freaking crazy for doing it.
We're not just like completely crazy, we're just partially crazy.
So that was our overview of cooking course.
It was really fun, a little bit of work, as we should have expected. And then every time you went to a restaurant, you kind of knew if there was some Indonesian stuff on the menu. You already like knew what was in it and how it was made, so it's kind of cool to like connect the two. Yeah, so highly recommend going to cooking class if you like to cook. If you don't, then I probably wouldn't go.
No, and it was kind of fun too, because obviously Sam and I are cooks, we're chefs, and people immediately picked up on that, which was kind of fun.
Yeah, we started like cutting for like 2 seconds. And
yeah,
people were
the second we picked up a knife, they were like, you guys are really good at this. It was like, yeah, we've done this before. They were like, are you chefs? And we're like, yep, yeah we are.
Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and we're gonna have a new episode for you guys very soon. See you guys on the next episode. Peace. Peace out, guys. And there you have it. There you have it. There you have it. That's our first Bali video. We've got much more in store. Thanks for watching, guys.